Morning, everybody. We're gonna let the chickens out. I got a lot on my plate today, kind of, sort of, this morning. I'll show you here what we got going on. Miss Linda and I had to do some patchwork on the chicken pen. Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. Well, that's the big chicks. We'll see if the little ones come out now. So, some of you might have heard me talk about we've lost 3 chickens in the last 3 weeks or so. And I built this old chicken pen probably, I don't know, 8-10 years ago, probably around 7 or 8 years ago, and it needs to be tore down and rebuilt, new chicken wire, blah blah blah. Well, we lost one of the little pullets, I guess you'd call, the other day, and I think it was actually during the day, and we had a hole over here on the very top. Right up there. So I had another roll of chicken wire and we draped it across, stapled it down, patched the hole, and we should be good for a while. You know, lumber prices went sky high, and I actually built the other side of the chicken house with the base is railroad ties that were laying here on my place, and yeah, I built the framing and everything on top of the railroad ties. So I'm gonna throw some feed out to them and go from there. But the other 2 chickens that we've lost in the last 3 weeks or so, you know, we free range them during the day. We let them out at night, or we put them back in at night. We shut them in after they go in. And we need to really clean out the chicken house. But I don't see any eggs. Yeah. But anyway, let me throw some feed out and we'll get back here with you shortly. So yeah, it was a cool morning, and I've got another errand to run. I've got to hook up my trailer and load up the bike. We'll explain that here in a minute. The other night, in fact, it was, yeah, Thursday night, I was coming out here. I was going to put my bike up on my Craftsman motorcycle jack, and I have to stand it up and then slide the jack underneath it and then jack the bike up. Well, if you look at these bars, they're not supposed to be tilted back that far, which means they're loose. I went to pick the bike up like this, and they came loose. They bent back. They moved about 6 inches. If y'all seen my video getting out on the bike the other day, I mean, they didn't feel loose. They didn't move on me when I was riding, and I called my dealer, and he's a super good guy. Aaron is his name, over at my dealer, and it was like 4:30 in the afternoon when I called him, and he says, can you get it over to me? I said, yeah, I can get it over to you. I'll just trailer it over, or I'll ride it. And I thought, no, I better not ride it with the bars loose like that, because if I have to stop, or, you know, well, I probably could have made it, but I just don't want anything else going on, right? So we're gonna open this door here, get the bike loaded up, get over to the dealer, and I'm gonna try to watch him take my ignition out, take the gauges off, and that's how you get access to the bolts. Let me show you here real quick. I think you got to take the ignition out, and then there's 2 screws on each side of the gauge cluster. You got to pull this off, and then you can pull this part back or off. Yeah, you can pull this part off. It's all one piece. And then you have access to the bolts. In fact, he might just have to pull this off and unplug it, set it aside, and then tighten the bolts up, put the bars back in place where they're supposed to be, and then tighten the bolts back down. He probably just has to retorque them. I would almost recommend putting some Loctite on the threads, but you know, that's their decision. I'm going to ask him about that too, but I'm going to actually try to watch him do this. Actually take the ignition out and do everything. Well, I got the bike all loaded up. Oh, I got to turn the ignition off. Seemed like it was a little more difficult steering with the handlebars down, so yeah, I'm glad I didn't ride it over there. So let's get her tied down and get on the road. I'm going in circles, everybody. Well, I'm not gonna be doing much talking on the way over there because my air conditioner doesn't work, so I don't know what it is. It's always had a slight leak over the years, and I don't know if the compressor's bad or what, but I don't run this old girl very much, and we're just gonna get going, get on over there. Another thing I gotta do is in the dog pen. Number one, I need to mow the dog pen, and there's a spot in between the gate and the steel post that I have. The steel post is kind of leaning from the fence, pulling on it, and so it's Miss Trigger can fit in between that steel post and the frame of the gate. So I've got to get a little patch of fence, put it up against that, wire it in, because I guess Miss Linda said she was half in and half out in that spot. But she has been a really good girl. For a puppy that's only, let me think here, March, April, May, June, 4 months old, she is a very good girl, and she is attached to Miss Linda. Let me tell you what, she loves Miss Linda, and Miss Linda loves her. I can tell she's a good girl. But I talked to Miss Linda this morning on her break, and she says, I forgot what it was like to take care of a puppy and train them, you know. But she said this morning when she was getting ready for work, little Trigger was, that's her name, is Trigger, by the way. If you don't know who Trigger is, go back to my last video. It was Miss Linda's birthday, and we got her a birthday present. What was I saying? Oh, when Miss Linda was getting ready for work in the bathroom, Miss Little Trigger was at her feet, laying there, you know, hanging out with her. So I'm really happy that we're gonna give her a good home. So Yes, I do have my wallet. So. Well, the bars were, a couple of bolts were loose, and we got them all tightened down real good. Oh gosh, I gotta turn the ignition off here. There we go. Don't want to run the battery down. We're gonna get her cinched down, and we're gonna make another stop on the way home. And I gotta go inside and see if they have a bigger cup holder mount for the bars that I have, so because the diameter of the bars is a little bit bigger.
Before it's getting 9, kinda heavy on my shoulders, tracking down some moments back in time. I could swore that I was in it, down to every minute. Don't know what I was sipping, but I felt like I was doing fine. Oh my. Turns out that I just got a little bit south, just a little bit north of the Georgia line. Love and comfort, hanging with my friends, all playing games. We all started at a full house, ended up just me and good old James. I could swore that I was winning, kinda had a feeling. Last thing I remember, I was drinking till the moonshine. Oh my.
Well, what do you guys think? The YouTube's off just a hair, but that's okay. Nobody's perfect, right? I'll give you another look at it. Yeah, it's a little crooked. Well, I got the bike up on a jack, and I had to turn the fan on in here. I've got two of these fans that blow some air pretty good. It's 90-something degrees today. I don't know if it's in the hundreds down there in Texas or Oklahoma, but I feel for y'all down there because it's getting hot. It's not even July yet, so I got to put the decal on the other side of my trunk and finish that up. I might even go for a ride yet today. I don't know. So yeah, I'm glad we got her fixed, because the bars, that's the most important, one of the most important things on your bike besides your helmet, right? So everybody, hit the thumbs up for me, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and come on this adventure with me, with us. And everything's going pretty good now. Excuse me. The pup, Miss Linda's birthday present, she's doing wonderful. So, yeah. So if you could, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit the bell notification, and hopefully we'll have some more excellent adventures and coming up. So y'all have a good night. Say hi to a stranger, thank a veteran, and happy Father's Day this coming weekend. Be safe, and we'll talk to you on the next one, okay?